The mother of the renowned veterinarian Kathleen Lennon, whose sudden and untimely death shocked the horse show world in 2023, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against horse trainer Chad Piper. Dr. Lennon was a highly respected and accomplished veterinarian in the quarter horse show industry. She graduated summa cum laude from Purdue University College of Veterinary Medicine, and she was also a competitor in the AQHA industry. On March 13, 2023, 33-year-old Dr. Lennon was found hanging in her basement by a rope tied to a sturdy beam, and it was later determined that Dr. Lennon had xylazine in her system, a drug commonly used to sedate horses. Coroners initially determined that the passing was self-inflicted, but upon investigation of further evidence at the scene, the coroners changed that designation from self-inflicted to undetermined. The lawsuit cites foul play and points to horse trainer Chad Piper as follows. The lawsuit claims that Chad Piper had been married since 2016, but he'd been carrying on an extramarital affair with Dr. Lennon for the past 3 years, and he was the last person to see Dr. Lennon alive. The lawsuit claims that Dr. Lennon had written 2 notes to Chad Piper breaking up with him. According to the lawsuit, the coroner's decision to change that designation on the death certificate had much to do with the medications that were found on Dr. Lennon's property. They were all locked in a lockbox, and the only bottle of xylazine on her property had never been opened. It was sealed and had never been opened. The lawsuit also points to foul play surrounding an injection site that was discovered on Dr. Lennon's right arm and claims it would have been highly improbable for Dr. Lennon to give herself an injection in her own dominant arm. The lawsuit also claims that Dr. Lennon was injected with a very large 18-gauge needle and claims it would have been highly improbable that Dr. Lennon would have used such a needle to inject herself with, and there were no other 18-gauge needles found on Dr. Lennon's property. The lawsuit also claims that with the access that Dr. Lennon had to these medications, it would have been highly improbable that she would have chosen the rope to dispatch herself when she could have easily and painlessly used one of these medications to do the same job. So a civil wrongful death lawsuit is much different than criminal charges. Criminal charges have to be brought by a prosecutor or a district attorney, and they have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt in order for you to be guilty. But in a civil lawsuit, in civil proceedings, it's the preponderance of the evidence, and the burden of proof is 51%. So it's only more likely than not that you've caused somebody's damages. So this lawsuit is certainly pointing to Chad Piper being responsible for Dr. Lennon's death.